So I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and it's definitely totally different than what I normally post. But I know some people on my social media follow me because they relate to my big cherry problems. Something that has been on my mind that I've been asked probably since I was in college was, will you ever get a breast reduction? And my answer was always no. I love them. I don't want to get rid of them. I don't have any back pain, because I really didn't have like severe back pain probably until the beginning of this year. And so the beginning of this year, I was like, like, do you see the dents in my shoulder? But I kickbox, and I've been having a lot of physical pain while trying to kickbox. So I was like, maybe we should start considering things. But while considering, I did a lot of soul searching and unpacking in therapy, kind of the reasons why I never wanted one. And that's literally because these have become my entire identity. So I know logically, I know these do not make me who I am with or without them. I am still me, but it doesn't feel that way, you know? Something that I never talk about with people is I'm literally navigating the world, and I want to say 9 times out of 10, I'm treated like a walking set of boobs. Even people, like, you know, being nice, like, we're not necessarily malicious. Like, I'll be walking, wearing like a nice top, because let's face it, like, any top I wear, you're gonna see that they're there. So it doesn't matter what I wear. But sometimes, some days are a little boobier than others, and on those particular days, one of the first things that people say to me is that. And it's like, okay, so that's what the first thing people notice, so that's who I am. That's kind of all people tell me, right? So that's been my everyday. I've had large cherries since I was like 13 years old, and it's always what people have been talking to me about. You know, when someone's like, oh, who is this person? They're like, oh, the one with the big boobs. It's always been me. And then people always know exactly who. So it's talking about, because yes, they're recognizable, and that doesn't mean that that's who I am. So unpacking in therapy, I realized that they've, as much as I love them and as much as I embrace them, and if you follow me on social media, you know I always embrace them, I realize that they have a lot of power over me, and they affect how people treat me, whether it's positive or negative. And I want to take control back of my life, because it's my body and my identity is who I am, and I feel like I should be the one to define it. And I know it's apparently controversial for someone to have, you know, total bodily autonomy or whatever. But I personally think that if I'm in pain, I don't care what other people's opinions are. Like, people, for some reason, they feel entitled to talk about my body. Like, I'll add in, probably somewhere here, some screenshots of how people think that they can speak to me just because, you know, I'm a woman, I'm Latina, and I have a large chest. That does not mean I am not a person. And whether I cover them or whether I embrace them does not give anyone the right to speak to me however way they want. Another thing that I unpacked in therapy was that sexual harassment is unfortunately like something that's been completely normalized in my life. And it's in ways that you wouldn't even like think, ways you wouldn't expect. Like at Pride, I can't remember if I asked someone or if they asked me, but either way, I took a picture with a stranger who was female presenting, and in the picture we were posing, she just grabs him, right? And so I laugh because I'm like, I guess that's funny. But if you think about it, like, that was a stranger that touched me without my consent, right? And obviously if it was a man or a male presenting person, people would be up in arms, right? But still, at the end of the day, someone touched me without my consent because, you know, they're so out there or whatever. But that doesn't justify anything, you know? So things like that. Or I was out with friends the other day, and as soon as I walked into the bar, an old man looks at me. He goes, "Are you going to feed the world?" No, sir, that's not my responsibility. But also, hello, how are you? I even had a friend that I had not spoken to me in over a year, and he messages me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm talking to someone, and they don't believe that I know someone with your size boobs. So can you send me a picture with your face in it that's really busty so that I can prove that I know you?" Hello, how are you? It's been a year. But I'm glad that when you're talking about women's body parts, you feel okay about just reaching out and saying that, you know? And that, all these examples are just this year alone. I've had these since I was 13, since the 8th grade. So just all those experiences coming together has kind of created this false sense of identity that this is all I am. And logic does not, I don't want to say penetrate. Logic does not break that conception that has formed in this little place right here. So, unfortunately, I believe that no matter what, that's going to be my reality. Even if I have a reduction, they're still going to be big in terms of society standards. But I do think it'll be less out there, because I think some of the experiences I have aren't necessarily shared with other people that also have a large chest. I feel like I'm one step beyond what society calls large, and for that reason, people see me even less as a person. And this is not everyone, and I'm not complaining about them. I just think it is unfortunate that this has become my reality. It is unfortunate that my experiences has caused me to create this false sense of identity that is totally reliant on these, that I tolerated sexual harassment and I tolerated physical pain for so long because I thought I wouldn't be me anymore without them. So plenty of people see me as a person, and I appreciate them. Even people that I don't know, that don't make me feel like some of my followers do. I've never wanted to be known for that. Like, any videos I make where I'm embracing it has never been an invitation for people to disrespect me or feel entitled to speak to me however way they want. And I'm sure plenty of people are gonna have plenty of opinions about me getting a reduction, or plenty of opinions about me feeling upset about the way people speak to me, because, you know, I'm asking for it with these videos. But as you can see, I'm just in a tank top right now, like a regular shirt from American Eagle. And when I wear it, this is what it looks like. So when I walk outside like this, don't even get me started about how my body is labeled unprofessional, but I'm just wearing a regular tank top that anyone else would wear, and it's not crazy. But when I wear it, it looks crazy. So I could wear a turtleneck, and it does not mean that people can speak to me however they want. So when I post videos where I'm just existing as I am, people take it to another place. So I'm trying to take my power back, and I think it's important for me to talk about this side of the breast reduction journey, because I haven't, like, in all my research, I haven't seen anyone that, like, really kind of, like, loved it, right? Like, everyone talks about, like, the pain, and it's very negative. So the reduction was a positive experience for them because it got rid of all the negative, right? It got rid of all their pain. Everything was perfect. Shirts fit them. But I never really had a strictly negative experience. Like, I embrace my body. I've always embraced it, right? So there is going to be some kind of loss. There is going to be some kind of negative connotation for me to lose some of this part of who I am, but it's not all of me, right? It is one part, one physical part. It's not even, it doesn't even say anything about me or my character or who I am as a person. But I did want to talk about it. I did want to be open and honest because I think it's important for other people to see other perspectives, because I never really see anyone that like looks like me talking about things. And if anyone needs advice or anything, I'm super helpful about where I shop for clothes. You know, anyone that's DM'd me knows I'm always like, you gotta go here, you gotta go there. Like, I'm always gonna be that person because I've lived with these for quite some time now. I feel like I'm an old lady. But yeah, so this is the beginning of my journey. The surgery is in less than 1 week. And if anyone has any more questions about kind of how to get that started, I feel like people probably have lots of videos about that, but I know I was very nervous. And the first person I called, they were nasty on the phone when I called them just to ask for a consultation so that I could decide if I wanted the surgery. And they were so mean to me on the phone, I hung up. I was like, no, I'm good. And then I found someone that was really nice. So she answered all my questions and made me feel comfortable. And she's going to be my surgeon. So I don't know when I'm going to make a video next, but just consider this the beginning of my journey. And we're in this together, guys. Even if it doesn't reach a lot of people, it'll reach who it needs to, you know?